So if you watched this last video about how to finish 2025 strong by Halloween in just 90 days, and now you're ready to focus on your next 90 days, then you might be thinking, what if I go all in and it doesn't work? That would be sad, right? But sis, wait a minute. Deep breath. One of the biggest fears that my clients face as a get it done corporate professional and even the entrepreneurs is the fear of working their ass off and still not seeing the results that they want. Because this time of year, school is back in session and the holidays are coming. It's easy to get knocked off track. You're thinking, well, the summer's over, time to brace for a busy season. If you're an entrepreneur, it's more like, okay, summer was cute, but now I've got to make up for everything I didn't finish. But here's what most people miss. While you don't have 6 months left in the year to finish 10 million things, you can focus and finish one thing super well. You've got August, September, October. And then once November hits, focus on reflecting and resetting your goals for next year. And then December, because you've done the prep work, you've given yourself not just the permission, but also the space to really rest in December. Trying to grind through Q4 like it's a final exam, that's not strategy, that's survival mode. Trying to hustle through the end of the year is a huge reason why it feels like the holidays suck. So shout out to Sock Studios for their video, Why Holidays Suck. They give a good laugh about it, but I want you to have more than just a good laugh. I want you to use this strategy that I just laid out instead. So let's talk about a couple of mistakes you might be making in hopes that you can avoid them. You're going to get the most excited about mistakes 1 and 2 because you feel like those are easy fixes. But let me tell you a secret here. You really want to work through mistake number 4 because if you can fix that mistake, so much of the rest of this is going to fall into place. Okay, so there are 4 habits that look productive but are secretly keeping you in a cycle of overworking. The hustle culture mantra is, when you feel behind, work harder, or better yet, work harder to get ahead so that when you're back from vacation for the holidays, you hopefully won't need to catch up. But what if that's the very thing sabotaging your soft life goals? Today, I want to break down why these seemingly productive habits are slowing you down, why not planning for rest is costing you your energy, and how false urgency has you changing the absolutely wrong finish line. And if any of this already has you saying, yep, that's me, then I need you to take a pause and take the soft life assessment. It's linked below in the description. It's 9 questions, about 2 to 3 minutes. It'll give you a personalized map for how to move with clarity, not pressure. So let's go ahead and get into it. Mistake number 1, multitasking equals momentum. Actually, multitasking does not equal momentum. You're juggling everything because you believe doing more will help you catch up. But let me ask you, if you've only got 1 cup of water and that's your energy, and you're trying to fill 10 containers at once, each one of them gets just one job. Nothing fills, nothing actually finishes. And that's exactly what multitasking does. It drains you without delivering results. You're not behind because you aren't trying hard enough. You're behind because your energy is split in too many different ways. So if you've been wondering why your to-do list never ends, check out how many things you're trying to do at the same time. This is one of the biggest mistakes. I even said it in the last video. One of the biggest mistakes I see my clients making when they come to work with me. So please make sure you pay attention. But here's mistake number 2. You're planning for work, but not planning for rest. So now, if multitasking is the what, this is the how. You got a detailed schedule for your deliverables, your meetings, your launches, but where's the space for your recovery? If you don't plan for rest, it doesn't happen. And when it doesn't happen, your brain gets foggy, your body gets tense, and clarity goes out the window. And this isn't just about taking breaks, even though, yes, I absolutely want you to do that too. But instead of finishing something and immediately saying, on to the next thing, I want you to actually take a pause, a deep breath, a moment of celebration. And I promise you, you need this more than you think, because burnout recovery is about building an intentional restoration practice that keeps you sustained. Burnout doesn't just creep up. It's when you ignore your limits. So if rest and fun aren't a regular practice on your calendar, neither is your peace. If you are a person who needs more help scheduling rest and fun, I'd love for you to join me on Fridays, Freedom Fridays, on my YouTube channel live at noon, where we get together as a community to schedule rest and fun in our calendar for the next week. Okay, but now back to mistake number 3. You are operating under false urgency. You always like, I don't have no time. If that's you, let's be real. When August hits, urgency kicks in hard. Everything is urgent because your kids are going back to school, the holidays are coming, but you know how that goes. You look at your goals, you see the gaps, and you think, I've got to finish everything before December 31st. But that pressure It's absolutely artificial. You created a false deadline and now you're sprinting toward burnout instead of finishing your goals. I know your SMART goal template said to make your goal time bound, but if you're being unrealistic about how much time it takes to do the thing that you're trying to do, it's just setting yourself up for failure. So let's look at this another way, because your real finish line, let's say that's Halloween, okay? That gives you 90 focus days to go all in on one goal. Seriously, one goal. Or you're just being unrealistic. Why? Because I want you to take time to make real progress and not panic progress. Then you can use November to reflect and reset your goals for the next year. And that allows December to be rest and for you to be present with your family and enjoy the whole reason you're doing this for. The pressure you've been putting on yourself is fake, and you don't need fake pressure. You need a real strategy. Let's get into mistake number 4. You're letting your scarcity mindset dictate your work schedule. Whether you're in corporate or running your own business, nothing will have you glued to your laptop like the fear of not having enough money. It's that low-key panic that keeps you saying yes to projects you don't actually want, working late nights you don't need, and feeling like you can never actually stop. Most people believe the answer to financial security is just to work more. More hours, more clients, more hustle. They think the harder they grind, the safer they'll be, the safer they'll feel, even if that means working until the last second before the holidays. But here's the truth. No amount of overworking will fix a scarcity mindset. If you've never actually taken the time to figure out how much money you really need to live well, your brain will always convince you that it's not enough. You'll stay in hustle mode even when you don't have to, because your fear is running the show. I've seen this over and over again with my clients, and like I said, I've experienced this myself. I've been there myself. So when I was in corporate, it looked like needing my boss to see how great I was at my job. I needed that A+. I really wanted their approval. I would have never admitted it, but I desperately wanted a pat on the back. And then as an entrepreneur, I used to work 60 plus hours a week, chasing clients, doing everything that I could think of, because I really thought that was the price I had to pay to make this work, only to realize I was treading water. I was doing the most and yet not getting anywhere. When I finally took a step back, I learned that my drive to hustle was actually fueling my fears and my scarcity instead of my passion. So I had to switch it up. I got intentional about alignment and rest. And that's when I started to actually enjoy my life. This is where everything that I do in my soft life plan framework comes from. But here's your homework. Go back to the latest video, the one right before this, and choose one goal that you're going to focus on for August, September, and October. And then to set yourself up to not be in this cycle next year, plan for the first half of November to be your time of reflection about 2025 and all the ways that you've worried about money. The worries that you have are indicators of the way scarcity mindset is showing up in your life. And then use the second half of November to reset your vision for 2026 with alignment and rest in mind first and foremost. Because when you lead your life with your values and alignment, you lead with rest and the money will actually follow. So why does this matter? Because as long as scarcity mindset is calling the shots, you'll never feel free, even if your bank account is full. Hustle culture will keep whispering, just one more thing, until you burn out. But when you control your scarcity mindset and trust your self-worth, you can stop letting fear run the show and start building the soft life you've been dreaming about. Listen, none of this is your fault. We've had it drilled into us that hustle equals success, but soft life strategy says otherwise. True productivity starts with peace. And that means unlearning the habits that make you feel behind in the first place. Now that you know what not to do, let's talk about what works. In this next video called Don't Start Working Until You Do This, I'll show you why hard work isn't helping you finish your goals and how to use your strategy, not stress, to make real progress before the year ends. Click to watch it. Oh, and if it's not there, it'll be there soon as I publish it. See you in the next video.